Rhea, born under a blood-red moon, a celestial event that marked her destiny. They called her the Crimson Star, a name whispered in awe and reverence. A princess with fire in her veins, her spirit unyielding and her will indomitable. Destined to rule the kingdom of Ethel, a realm of ancient traditions and unbroken legacies. Ethel, a land of windswept plains and fierce warriors. Rhea, fierce as any, her spirit unbroken, her resolve unwavering. From a young age, Rhea trained tirelessly, honing her skills with relentless determination. Sword and shield her companions, she mastered the art of combat, learned the art of war from grizzled veterans, absorbing their wisdom and experience. Her father, King Alaric, watched with pride, seeing in her the future of their kingdom. He saw in her the heart of a true leader, a beacon of hope for their people. Rhea, beloved by her people. They saw her strength, they felt her compassion, and they knew she was destined for greatness. She, the princess who would be queen, a symbol of hope and resilience. They, the people she would die for, and she, the leader who would protect them at all costs. Beyond Ethel's borders a threat stirred. The warlord Chaol, they called him, brutal, merciless. He commanded a vast army. They poured from the Onyx mountains, a tide of iron and shadow. Fear gripped Ethel, villages burned, fields lay fallow. King Alaric, old and weary, struggled to rally his forces. He knew his time was short. He placed his hope in Rhea, his heir, his daughter. Rhea, now a woman grown. She felt the weight of responsibility. Her heart ached for her people. She would not see them broken. She would stand against the storm. The plains of Ethel became a battleground. The armies clashed, steel met steel. The sun barely peeked over the horizon, casting an eerie glow over the chaos. The ground trembled under the weight of thousands of soldiers, each fighting for their lives and their land. The air thick with the cries of the fallen, the scent of blood and sweat mingled, creating a suffocating atmosphere. The once peaceful plains were now a scene of utter devastation. Rhea, at the heart of the maelstrom, stood tall. Her presence was a beacon of hope amidst the despair. She moved with the grace of a seasoned warrior, her eyes burning with determination. Her crimson armor shone like a beacon, reflecting the first light of dawn. It was as if the armor itself was imbued with the spirit of the rising sun, giving her an almost ethereal glow. She fought like a fury, her movements a blur of deadly precision. Each strike was calculated, each blow delivered with unyielding force. Her enemies fell before her like wheat to a scythe. Her sword, a blur of motion, cut through the air with a deadly hiss. It was an extension of her will, a tool of her unrelenting resolve. Each swing a testament to her training. Years of preparation had led to this moment, and she was ready. Her skill was unmatched, her resolve unbreakable. Her courage inspired her soldiers. They rallied around her, their spirits lifted by her bravery. Together they formed an unbreakable wall of steel and determination. Fought with the strength of 10. Each soldier, emboldened by Rhea's example, fought with renewed vigor. They were a force to be reckoned with. But Chaol's forces were relentless. They pressed on with a ferocity that seemed almost inhuman. Their numbers were overwhelming, their resolve unshakable. Ethel's forces began to falter. King Alaric, grievously wounded, struggled to stay on his feet. His strength was waning and the hope of victory seemed to slip away. His lifeblood staining the ground crimson. The sight of their king in such a state was a heavy blow to the morale of Ethel's soldiers. With his dying breath he named Rhea queen. The weight of the crown settled on her shoulders, but she stood firm. She would lead them, no matter the cost. The price of peace. In the annals of history, the cost of peace has often been paid in blood and tears. Grief threatened to consume Rhea. Her father, the great king, was gone, leaving a void in her heart and a kingdom in turmoil. But she could not succumb to despair. Her people needed her strength and wisdom. She withdrew her forces, knowing that a hasty battle would only lead to more loss. She regrouped, gathering her trusted advisors and planning her next move with meticulous care. She knew she could not defeat Chaol in open battle. His forces were too strong, his tactics too ruthless. She needed a different strategy, one that would outsmart him rather than overpower him. She would use her cunning, her ability to think several steps ahead. Her knowledge of the land, every hill and valley, every hidden path and strategic vantage point, would be her greatest weapon. She would lure Chaol into a trap, one that he would not see coming until it was too late. She sent an envoy to Chaol, offering a truce, a chance to end the bloodshed and bring peace to their war-torn lands. Chaol, driven by arrogance and greed, saw this as an opportunity to claim victory without further conflict. He agreed to the terms, believing he had outmaneuvered Rhea. But Kale, in his hubris, did not see the trap that lay ahead. He walked right into it, confident and unguarded. By the time he realized his mistake, it was too late. The trap had sprung, and the price of peace had been paid. The Queen's legacy. The battle that followed was swift, decisive. Rhea's trap worked, Kale's forces crushed, the warlord himself captured. He would trouble Ethel no more. Rhea, victorious but weary. She had won peace for her people, but at a terrible cost. Her reign had just begun. But she knew her father's spirit would guide her. Rhea, Queen of Ethel. Her name would echo through the ages, a symbol of courage, a testament to the power of leadership. She had sacrificed everything for her people, her legacy, forever etched in the heart of Ethel.